Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Wade Gale here from BNY Mellon, who's going to be your driver for today. Hopefully, everybody is enjoying their Monday morning so far. Not a bad Monday morning here in New York City. We're going up to around 80, 79 degrees, so it's going to be a good Monday. Hope it's just as nice wherever you are. And welcome to the Single Family Mutual Issuer Training. If you're new, welcome. If you're doing a refresher, welcome. And if you just want to be here again, we want to welcome you. So we're going to try use this 2 hours just to get into the prerequisite of pooling. So we'll give you a head start how to get started if you're new and what to expect in the next 3 days. Working with me today, it's going to be James Lee and also Maribel Kanan. They're both with staff members with us in the Bank of New York. So they're going to help us drive this train, this car, this tractor, whatever we're driving. So again, thank you for your time and welcome. So let's get straight into the training and just give an idea what we have planned for today. Our agenda kind of set up with, we're going to look at the path of a pool, give you some prerequisites for pooling, and then we're going to maybe check out the Ginnie Mae website information just to give you, want to make sure we give you as much information as possible. So when you're getting ready to start your first pool or you're already doing your pool, you have that information at hand. The path of a pool, we're going to look at pool submission, processing issuance and delivery diagram. We're going to also look at the pooling timeline and also check out a knowledge check. And right now we're looking at the pooling timeline. Just want to tell a little bit about this timeline just to get you. Pool submission, processing, issuer, and the delivery diagram. Of course, in our world, you have the issuer and the custodian. Then you have the application that you use, and then what happens when the pool is actually into the BNY Mellon space. So let's talk about pool requirement. Pool must be enrolled. Issuers must be enrolled in GenNet and GMAP via MGM. That's what most of you are doing right now because that's the environment we're using. Once that's done, either GenNet and SFPDM, now we have SFPDM was launched on April 26th. So if you start using that now, you should be also in that space. So issuers submit pools through GenNet. We still have the GenNet diagram there. Document custodian certifies. 3, GenNet network sweep at 2 p.m. Eastern and also at 9 p.m. Eastern for all certified pools. So you set up the pools, you send them to your custodian, the custodian certifies the pool, and then if we do a two-day sweep, the 2 p.m. and the 9 p.m. sweep. Once those pools are swept, then it comes into Ginnie Mae's system called Integrated Pool Management System. That's the piece that most people are not used to because that's really out of your world. This is what we at BNY Mellon do as part of the contract that we have with Ginnie Mae. And IPMS pool files are reevaluated on the new pool processing system. New issuer file with QSIP number is transmitted to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Pool delivery files are created for pool settlements and approved for issuance. And of course, once that's done, those security issuance are on the central register. That's the Ginnie Mae system where the suppository where they keep all that necessary information to do with the pool. So you submit, we download at 2 and 9, and then we go through on the mainframe on the back end side and do all that general preparation so you can have your pool ready. So that's the basic process there with the Ginnie Mae pool processing agent, which is, of course, BNY Mellon. We are the pool processing agent for Ginnie Mae. Next slide. We're going to talk about the sweep. I mentioned it a while ago in the previous diagram. GennyNet is swept twice each business day for processing and issuance of pools that are certified by the custodian. A lot of time you might call and you hear us you might hear us ask you, when was this pool certified? Because for us, we need to know this so we can help you to find out if that pool is going to make it for the ready date that you have actually specified. So anything that is swept at 2 p.m. certified pools loan package, that's the multiple pools certified prior to 2 p.m. will be considered a one-day processing and may be delivered for settlement the next day. So what that means, a pool is certified today by 2 p.m. We're going to do our due diligence, get that pool out to the Fed by 4. Then that pool is going to be ready for delivery tomorrow. But only if it has a ready date for the 7th. If it doesn't have a ready date for the 7th, that particular pool will not be delivered to your investors. It will be delivered to the investor depending on the date you have on the 11/7/05. Just to let you know that. But if the pool is set up and released and you have a ready date for the 7th, then if everything goes well, that pool will be delivered for the 7th. But if it's still going to go through a one-day processing, but we're going to send that information to the Fed if your delivery date is of a later time. So take that in consideration. Then we have another sweep. If you missed the 2 p.m. sweep, we have the 9 p.m. sweep. Anything that is certified between 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. is going to be processed, and we're going to download that, and that's going to be on our systems come tomorrow morning. And will be considered a 2-day process and maybe delivered for settlement in 2 business days. And again, what that means, if you have a ready date for the next 2 days, that pool will make that ready date or that settlement date. But if your date is a later date, like the 12th, the 13th, the 15th, then the Fed will make the delivery on the 15th, because that's your arrangement. That's your arrangement with investors. They plan to get this date, this information, or the wire information on the 15th. A lot of times, if they get it before, they might say, don't know. So it becomes a DK, don't know. That comes back to us. We'd have to get in touch with the issuer and say, this information was sent back because they're not expecting this until around the 15th. So you want to be careful with those ready dates, and that's how we do it. We meet those ready dates at on the 11/7/05 form. Of course, you submit pools and you're doing your check. You're going through doing your checking your 11/7/05, your 11/7/06, and you realize that, darn, something is not right here. I need to make some changes. We suggest you contact the Ginnie Mae customer support, 1-833-GINNIE-MAE-HELP, 1-833-466-2435 for pools that can be deleted between the hours of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. by the pool processing agent. So if something happens and you find out that you need a pool deleted, you want to get in touch with us right away to tell us that I made a mistake. I want to make some changes to this pool before it's sent off to the Fed. But that's one way, but there's another way. If you certified a pool, like for instance, a pool was certified last Friday by the custodian, and it was downloaded today, you have up until 12 noon today to make your deletion. That means you can go into the system and delete that pool make your changes, apply your edits again, and submit the pool to your custodian. The only thing I want to emphasize here, if you go in and do a delete on your own, which we usually call an auto delete, make sure your custodian is aware that you're deleting the pool, because in their world, this pool was already submitted and certified by them. So if you went in and make a change because you're changing maybe the delivery instructions, or you're changing the amount on a loan, they're going to get another submission. There's a possibility in their world that pool number has been certified. So you want to not only get them on the phone, send them an email that please look out for this pool. I made a change. The pool need to be recertified. That is very important. That's if you do a auto delete. Issuers can have up to 12 noon to perform an auto delete on GennyNet. After 12 noon, but before 4 p.m. Eastern, you must contact us, the 1-833 Ginnie Mae 466-2435 for assistance. What I also suggest, you call us, then we're going to instruct you to send us an email. Very important. We just don't want you to send an email and say, please delete a pool, and we're not aware that email is coming us. Get in touch with us on the phone so we're aware of this, because if it's like 440, 450, 451, no, that's too late. If it's 338 and you want a pool stop and it's in that batch for us to send out to the Fed, get in touch with us right away so we can actually put a stop on that pool and we won't release it. That's what we call in our shop. We release these pools all at 4 p.m. each day. So if we get something at 4:45, 3:45, 4:50, we still have a chance to bring that pool back and stop it from going through. And if that pool goes through and you want to make some changes, then it becomes another headache, because it becomes a Ginnie Mae's responsibility. You'll have to get through to Ginnie Mae, and you'll have to give them the reason why you want to terminate this pool or collapse this pool. So that goes into another realm of explanation there. So keep in mind of the sweep, the 2 p.m. sweep and the 9 p.m. sweep. And the reason I'm saying this too, communicate these times with your custodian. So there's sometimes when you have a lot of pools to submit and you want them certified at a certain time, but you also remember, custodian might not only be working for you. They might be working for other issuers. So they also have maybe have a volume working on that day. So try and work that out with them so everybody's on the right page and nobody will get any of their securities delayed because of any confusion. So take in mind the sweep, 2 p.m. sweep and 9 p.m. sweep. And of course, that is Eastern Standard Time. Polling question. Who's going to set up those polling questions for us? That was quick. Just want to make sure people are still around and listening to us. Polling question. The first one, to check the status of a pool, you should contact Ginnie Mae account executive, Ginnie Mae support at 1-833 Ginnie Mae help, or Wade Gale. I wonder why my name is there. To check the status of a pool, you should contact Ginnie Mae account executive, Ginnie Mae customer support, or Wade Gale. Hey, Wade Gale have a little fan club there. At least 4% want to contact Wade Gale to find out if their pools are the status of their pools. The actual answer here is B. Ginnie Mae Customer Support Group 1881. I need to get this number right. 1-833-466-2435. Yes. Contact us at that number, or you can send us an email to GennieMay1@bnymelon.com. Thank you, 97%. Wade Gale, you can call me and I can get the answer for you, but we rather you call the 800 number directly. Thank you. Second question. Second question. When can a certified pool be deleted? When can a certified pool be deleted? I only can see two answers. Can we? Maybe I can open this out to show the full screen. A loan package that are certified by 2 p.m. can be deleted up to 12 noon the next business day, or after 2 p.m. the next business day, certified pools cannot be deleted. Remember what I just went through that chart a while ago? When can a certified pool be deleted? And I see that we have 13% say certified pools cannot be deleted. Are you sure you want to keep your answer? And I see some people say 4%, one person saying after 2 p.m. Okay, the answer here is A. Pool loan package sent after 2 p.m. can be deleted up until 12 noon the next day. So if you submit your pool today, you have until 12 noon the next day to actually, after 2 p.m. today, you have up until 12 noon to make the deletion yourself. That's like an auto delete. After that, after 12 noon, it becomes our responsibility, but you give us a call on that. So the answer is actually A. Next question, please. If I miss the window to delete a pool, what can I do? If I miss the window to delete a pool, what can I do? Call Ginnie Mae customer support, call a Ginnie Mae account executive, resend the pool number under a different pool, resend the pool under a different number. I see one person say call a Ginnie Mae account executive, another one say resend the pool number, resend the pool under a different pool number. You don't want to resend a pool on a different pool number because you're going to have two pools out there with the same loans. So that one is definitely out. So the answer is actually a call the Ginnie Mae customer support, and then we can direct you what to do. If it's after 12 noon, you cannot delete the pool, so it becomes a delete for us. So we're going to request for you to send us an email with a request to delete pool such and such with a dollar amount. So it's best that way. So anytime you miss the 12 noon cut off, it becomes a responsibility for us from that time up until 4 p.m. to delete the pool with a request from the issuer. Thank you for your participation on the polls. So let's see what's still on tap for our session. Prerequisites for pooling. We're going to look a little bit at enrolled on MGM. When we see MGM there, of course, it means My Ginnie Mae. Request secure token. Introduction to My Ginnie Mae MGM portal. We're going to talk a little bit about master agreements, commitment management, request pool number, and we're going to give you another knowledge check. Of course, I'm rushing, saying stuff that you're not even seeing on screen. This is what we're going to go through next. Next slide. I'm going to the next slide. Okay, prerequisite for pooling, introduction to MGM portal. If you're a very, very new issuer, then my Ginnie Mae is pretty new to you. If you have been using, if you're experienced, maybe from since 2019, you should be all in my Ginnie Mae portal doing your work, either if it's new pools or RFS reported. My Ginnie Mae is a single gateway to all Ginnie Mae system, applications, and resources that boost the efficiency of our business partners. The portal provides enhanced security and a single entry point to all approved applications for individual users, as well as a seamless user registration and access request process for both the user and the approving authority. My Ginnie Mae will eventually replace GMAP 1.0. A lot of people might not even know GMAP if you're pretty new, and serve as the primary platform for extending information technology capability to the Ginnie Mae community. My Ginnie Mae delivers security level features which Ginnie Mae established. And notice right there we have the access to my Ginnie Mae and we have the URL. That's how you get into my Ginnie Mae with the browser, either Firefox, Chrome, or Explorer. And everybody knows, I think it's around the 16th of this month, Explorer is no longer gonna be available. So just, you have seen the notice from the industry. So Firefox, Chrome, to use to get into the program. We also want to make sure you have information on doing this. That's why we have the My Ginnie Mae Organization Administrator Guide, because there's some structure in the system now. Not everybody can just go in and set up somebody and move on. Ginnie Mae want this to be structured, centralized, so everybody has a task to do, and not everybody's in the system. That's the world now of My Ginnie Mae. Okay, let's talk about introduction of My Ginnie Mae portal, roles and responsibilities. And I mentioned earlier, it's kind of structured. And I'm sure if you're using GinnieNet, you might be an end user. You might also be an org admin. So the roles are set up differently. Organizational administrators are privileged users who control system access, assign functional roles, and perform all other user management activity. These individuals are responsible for ensuring that the end users at their respective organization are provided the appropriate level of access for the business role with Ginnie Mae and for maintaining of these user account, formerly known as a security officer and enrollment officer. If you're a long-time user within the Ginnie Mae system, you'll know if you're using GenNet, it usually be enrollment administrator. And if you're using GMAP, of course, it was the security officer. So we have changed that now. That one person who's responsible for setting up all the users in their shop is known as a org admin, so org administrator. So let's look at the different types. You have the operation administrator, you have the organization administrator, and you have the end users. Now the org operation admin have generally oversight of the portal. They can only provide final acknowledgement of access requests and cannot make any changes to the end user account. That's us. That's us at BNY Mellon. Ginnie Mae gave us that responsibility. The function is provided by BNY Mellon Operation on behalf of Ginnie Mae, with Ginnie Mae Information Security serving as a super admin over the entire system. So we're the operations admin, and guess what? We have Big Brother looking over on us, because there's a security admin also, which is Ginnie Mae. But Ginnie Mae gives us the responsibility to work as an operation admin. Okay, so we're the ones as a operation admin. If a org admin sending a request to be an org admin, we're the one who are going to send that person an invite. You as an org admin in your shop cannot set up someone as an org admin. That's our request, and we will give those people the appropriate privilege roles for that function. Now let's talk about the organization administrator. That person or persons have the privilege to invite end users to register for a portal account, approve users registration, initiate access via functional role assignment, and approve the access requests within a single organization. So once you get the privilege role as an org admin, you now have the ability to send out invites and set up your end users. Once those end users go through the proper process or flow, then you can give them the appropriate functional roles that they need. I just want to have a note here. Separation of duty within the registration and access request workflow does not allow an org admin to initiate a registration and approve the same registration, nor request access via functional roles and approve the same access. A minimum of 3. Ginnie Mae is stressing that. A minimum of 3. You must have at least 3 org admins. A minimum of 3 is needed. Ginnie Mae does check this on a regular. Sometimes they'll ask us for a report or run report, and from the report, if they see Wade Gale Mortgage is only showing 1 org admin, they're going to get in touch with them and say, you need to get this updated. You need at least 3. You're not meeting Ginnie Mae's requirement. Maybe the other 2 org admins are disabled because they didn't go into the system and set up their account or even log in. What I'll suggest, if there are org admins out there that don't use the system on a regular basis, at least try and log in once a week or so to keep your ID updated. Because if you don't log in on a regular basis, what's going to happen? Your entire access is going to go away within that 90 days. And that we'll have to go through the process of reinstating you and giving you those privilege roles again. So it's very important that you log in. And also, per Ginnie Mae, you need to have at least 3 active org admin in your organization. A minimum of 3 org admin are required, and it is recommended to have more than the minimum from an operational perspective. That's your call. But Ginnie Mae wants at least 3. 3 org admins, of course, those 3 people, for you to be an org admin, you have to be on the company's 11702 form. That has to be sent in to us. We review it. If everything is okay, we set them up. We send out an invite. That org admin received the invite, fill in the necessary information, comes back to us. Once it's approved on our end, then we go in and add the privilege role for that org admin. Once the privilege roles are added and everything is confirmed, and that admin is set up, and that admin needs to log in and make sure they can perform that function. Then after the org admins, we have the end users that I usually call us the worker bee. We're the ones that have to log in, and we have to go in and set up those pools, make sure the pools are good, and submit them to our custodians for final certification. So the end users are various types of Ginnie Mae employees, business partners, and contractors who require access to the business application and information within the portal, including various self-service functions. What I want to say here as an org admin, if you know you're setting up a user, try and get or find out maybe from their manager, or maybe you're the manager, what roles they will need. There are quite a lot of roles and functional roles in the system. I will suggest not giving that end user all the functional roles that are showing on the matrix. We have had people who have done that, but do you need everything? You're only doing your pool processing. Do you need anything for RFS? No. Do you need anything for anything for any reporting? No, because your main role is just new pools. So you just need that role alone. And if you're new pools and RFS, you only get those roles. Just get the roles that are appropriate to you. Don't fill up your my Ginnie Mae space with all these extra function roles that you don't need. So that's a shout out to the org admin. Check in with the managers if you're not the manager when you're assigning these roles, so the end users get the appropriate role. And you also, as an org admin, you can also have end users functionality. You just want to make sure another org admin is going to give you those roles, and someone else in your organization, the third org admin, can go in and do the approval. So this is the introduction to the My MGM portal and the roles and responsibility. We have the org operation admin, which is BNY Mellon. That's my team that will do that work. Then you have the organization admin. That's the persons that are designated in your shop or on a company corporate resolution to perform that function. And then you have the end users, the ones who the work could be, and sometimes end users are also org admin. It all depends on how your setup is in your shop. Okay, now we talk about the MGM roles and responsibility. Now we just want to kind of give you some of the role description that we can find in the system. Okay, introduction to MGM portal, roles and responsibility. And users are provided access based on their business activity, which are organized into meaningful access profiles called functional roles. That's very different if you are a JDNet or a GMAP user. Use of function roles ensure users have the appropriate level of access in relations to their job function/responsibility. The same thing I was just saying. If Mary doesn't need if Mary doesn't need investor reporter, don't give her investor reporting. That enforces the least privilege principle and make the account provisioning, deprovisioning action easier for the org admin. These roles are grouped and may vary by type of single family, multifamily, HECM, etc. We have just some examples here. We have a single family loan delivery and pool basic user. We're doing single family training today. And this is one of the roles you will get if you're a basic user. Now, let me explain what a basic user is. Basic user is someone who doesn't have access to submit. That means you do not have a RSA token. So you're given the work you are given that role. You can log in, set up the pools, and apply the edits, but you cannot submit because you don't have a RSA token. So that's a basic user. Upload, enter pool, loan information for delivery, verify availability of commitment authority, clear documents deficiencies, pooling exceptions, access to prepare but not execute PIT or tie transaction. You cannot do that part of it. Now we have the single family loan delivery pooling authorized signer. Once you see the word authorized signer there, that means you're in the company's 11702. All rights of a loan delivery and pooling basic user, plus you have the authority to submit pools for issuance, request additional commitment authority, and execute any PIT pools. So that's the difference there. I'm just going to and we have some more roles like multifamily investor reporting, HECM, and subservicer. Just want to give you an idea. But if you're going to concentrate on new pools, these are the roles you will get for new pools right there. Of course, if you're going to do other tasks, you'll get those roles too. But I want to make one point here for what I've seen and what my team members have actually told me most of the time. They've seen a lot of people have both the basic user and authorized signer. And that's one of the main things that Ginnie Mae wants to make sure you get ensure users have the appropriate level of access. So if you are if you're a authorized signer, yes, you're an authorized signer. You do not need to have the basic user role, because the basic user, the authorized signer role does have all the basic user role activities. So you don't need to have both. If you are now a basic user, I mean, that's strictly your job. You don't submit, then you don't need to get the authorized signer role. So these are things I want to make sure the org admins are aware of when they're setting up these users. So we want to make sure, use the user manual, go through the process there and select the roles that are appropriate. Don't overburden them with all these extra roles that they might not need as part of their process. Clean up, make their system simple and easy to go through. So the roles of the single loan delivery and pooling basic user, and loan delivery and pooling authorized signer. These are the two for the new pool processing. And of course, since April 26, SFPDM is also part of this now. So if you should be seeing SFPDM on your dashboard when you log into the system now. So a part of the process, you can start processing your pool in SFPDM if you're ready. You have until 18 months, but we'll talk about more of that come tomorrow. Going to the next page. I skip a page. I think I did. Oh, I did. Okay. Still continue on prerequisite for pooling. Introduction to MGM, the issue responsibility. Just want to highlight some of these responsibility here. Enroll as user on my Ginnie Mae portal with function roles that allows the upload of master agreement, HUD form 11702, identified authorized signer. That's one of the reasons why you want to get enrolled. Request submission commitment authority to guarantee MBS issuance. And of course, access to GenNet, since GenNet is one application now, and also access to SFPDM. And of course, obtain pool numbers. And to do all of that, you're going to also need to have request a secure token. That's that fob that you have it's a 4-digit PIN, and then it generates a 6-digit passcode when you're getting to do the process. So you're going to need that too. And to get that RSA token, you want to go through, there's a form out there called the Ginnie Mae Government National Mortgage Association System Access Form. That's where you'll see the RSA token form on. You'll send that in only if you are an authorized signer. You have to be under 11702 to submit to get a token. When that form comes in, we are actually going to do the due diligence. We're going to bring up that 11702. We're going to do the verification of that person's name. If that person's name is there, Wade Gale is there, Wade Gale is on the document, we can go ahead and proceed with the request to get an RSA token. Also, check out the RSA security quick reference card if you're going to need that too as part of the process. This tells you what needs to be filled out and check out that quick reference card as part of the process. So you're going to need to get enrolled in MGM because you're going to need your 11702 to do the submission. You're going to, of course, request commitment. You're going to need commitment to issue pools. You're also going to need access to GenNet / SFPDM. And also, you're going to need to obtain pool numbers. You cannot create your own pool numbers to send in. So that's all a part of the system. Take advantage of the reading material. These material are also on the Ginnie Mae website. Depends on how you want to do it. Some people might keep them out there. Others might just download them and put them in a file on their desktop. It depends on some people. If you're in the office 5 days a week, you might want to even print that stuff and keep it on your desk somewhere just for quick reference. So we kind of make it easy for you. We give you the tools, we give you the material so you can use it at your leisure. Next slide, which is just an introduction to, again, we're still on the login page. A lot of you know this page. You have logged into this system and you have come up with this login page when you put in that URL. So this is just want to show you what that login page looks like. Sometimes sometimes might see GenMA.gov maintenance, OTP delivered to the smart device. So you see all these little things, carousel down here. Sometimes they do move, or if you click on them, that becomes that feature section there. So that's what the screen look like. Right here it says login. So we're gonna go into that section that says login. This is what the screen that says login looks like. You're familiar with that. And I always stay on this screen now. Oh, and I'm going to the GennieNet and GMAP users. How wonderful is it that you don't have to enter all these user IDs anymore? Because the main house, we're going into the big house now, the main house, the mansion. And of course, it's my Ginnie Mae. So everything is now housed in my Ginnie Mae. So that is super cool. So we don't have to think about 6 different passwords and user ID to get into my Ginnie Mae. So of course, from day one, our user ID has been our email address. And I should say email address, not your personal email address, your work email address. Your work email address has been your user ID, and it's per Ginnie Mae, it's remaining that way for that. So that's a part of the setup. When that stuff comes into us, we set it up with that user ID. We have to actually whitewash is what I need to do with my walls outside. We have to make sure you whitelist these domains so you are a part of the My Ginnie Mae world. So you're going to put in your user ID, we're going to put in your password, and you're going to click on login. And make sure when you're setting up make sure you want to read the government security disclosure here. Just make sure you're following Ginnie Mae's guidelines. And of course, you don't think we're going to provide you the reference card for that? Yes, we are. We want to make sure you have the much information as possible when you're getting ready to do your setup. So pay attention to the login into my Ginnie Mae, the quick reference card. That's also available. Okay. And you have, of course, you have 2 ways of logging in when you get into the system. You can log in and to put in your user ID and password. Then you come up to the multi-factor authentication one-time password, or OTP. So you do need an OTP to actually log into the system. And you have 2 options, 2 ways of doing it. You can do it through your email, that's your work email, or you can set up that on the Oracle Mobile Authenticator on your cell phone. I personally use it on my cell phone because it comes much faster. I don't have to wait on an email to come and then capture that 7-digit number and cut and paste. The number generates right on my phone. So you want to make sure you download the Oracle Mobile Authenticator. If you do change your phone and you currently have a setup, you have to have your org admin delete that current setup, that current phone information, and then proceed again. So there's a one-time password to get into my Ginnie Mae. You have to have that after you validate your user ID and password. So this is just a screen here, what you can do. Again, my suggestion, and I'm not forcing anyone. If it works well with your email address, perfect. But I just think it's as a faster process when you actually put it on your mobile device. Okay, we are at the break. It's 10:53. Not bad. And we have just covered a couple things here, and I just want to, before we start, since we're still 10:53, is there any questions, any concerns, anything that was said that you're not clear on, and we can use this a little bit of time to get clarity? Is there anybody has any question? I just want to see somebody put something about link. Some of the links in this session might, in this program, in this presentation might not work, but the links are always on the Ginnie Mae website. Just to let you know that. Any questions? Any concerns? Anything that I said that just went over your head, was not clear, and you need some explanation on this? Anything on org admins? Anything on your RSA token? Anything on the login screen? Anything there? Anything on? We're going to go into a little bit more in master agreement. That's anything on the prerequisites. Just want to make sure we give people accurate amount of time to ask questions, clear up anything. Nancy, yes, you said no, sir. So I appreciate that. All is clear. Thank you. Thank you very much, Phyllis. So let us do this. Let us break. It's now 10:55. Let us break, and we have a 15-minute clock going. So we should be back like 10:55, like by 11:10. So I want to thank you for your time. Enjoy your break. If you have to catch up on your calls and your emails, and then we'll see you on the other side at 11:10. Thank you, and enjoy your break. Hello, good morning, and welcome back. Everybody use the break wisely. You went for maybe get some steps in, you had something to drink, freshen up your coffee, and ready to go. So we're going to continue with our virtual issuer training. And I think I was just trying to rush to get to break, and I forget to mention there should have been one more screen that came up before we go to break, and I just wanted to share that with you. So let me go back one. After we log in, of course, and we go through the one-time PIN, then we get to this screen, the landing page. I forget to do that. So just want to show you what the landing page looks like, although most of you already know. But inside of my Ginnie Mae, the My Dashboard screen will appear. The dashboard is the landing page that has been tailored for different user type to provide easier access to key information and application. So this is what most of the time when you log in, it looks like. So you have a section there that says inbox, you have messages, you have the activity feed. You have also a section that talks about commitment authority and pool number. If you're set up that way, you'll get a picture of your commitment authority. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's very important to know those things. You don't want to have no commitment authority, but you're issuing a pool for $10 million. That's going to be a problem there. So you just want to check out this is what the landing page looks like when you log in successfully with your user ID, your password, and of course that OTP. Okay. Talk about logging in. And then we're going to go, still continuing the prerequisite for pooling. We're going to look at the master agreement system, management system. You're going to hear the talk about MAMS. Being in the Ginnie Mae world, everything is now in this acronym world. So you have to try and know the short meaning for these things. Master agreement management system is known as MAMS. And of course, you do access MAMS through MGM, and this on the screen, it just gives you an idea what it is. You, from any screen in the MGM portal, select the area tools. So this is where tools at, right here. Then look for MAMS under the application. So you'll find MAMS rear right under application. And then you're going to go down to where it says, right down here where it says master agreement. So this is what the screen looks like when you're getting into master agreements, if you have that as one of your functional roles. So pools, tools, MAMs on the application, and then you choose master agreement. And now let's introduction to MGM master agreement requirement. Ginnie Mae issuers must complete an initial master agreement submission to be eligible to issue Ginnie Mae pools. Issuers are required to submit a complete set of master agreements, which consists of the forms listed in the table below. So let's go through the forms. We have been talking most of the morning about the 11702, which is the most important one. I think when you're getting ready to sign up to be an issuer, that's a form that Ginnie Mae requests also. HUD 11702, that's the resolution of board of directors and certificate of authorized signer. Those are the people you're telling Ginnie Mae, these are the people that are going to be a part of the program, and these people are authorized to sign on behalf of us for Ginnie Mae. Then you have the form HUD 11703-2. That's the master agreement participation account. If you're a HMBS issuer, those reverse mortgage issuer, that form is also part of your master agreement. If you're not, that's not needed for you. Then you have the form HUD 11707. That's the master service agreement. Also, if you have an agreement with a subservicer, that form needs to be filled out, sent off to the subservicer to sign, and also this goes to Ginnie Mae for their approval as part of the system flow. Then we have the HUD 11709, master agreement for service P&I custodial account. Then we have the HUD 11709A, that's your ACH debit doc form. And this form does not need any renewal when it's time to renew your master agreement. Then you have the HUD 11715 form. That's your master custodial agreement. That's the form that you're going to send off to the custodian that you decide to. That's the custodian I selected to help me with my Ginnie Mae processing. They're the ones that are going to hold my documents. They're going to review the information when I send it to them. They're the ones who are going to either certify the pools or reject the pool after they have done their due diligence on it. And then you have the 11720 form. So these are all the master agreement form that you must have in place when you're getting ready to set up your pools. 11702, 11707, 11709, 11709A, 11715, and your 11720. That make up your master agreement forms. Also, please pay close attention to, we have a MAMS guide that can help you further if you need to know more information. Please pay attention to the Master Agreement Management System guide. And again, we have it here. If the link doesn't work, you always can find these on the Ginnie Mae website itself. Okay, more information on the master agreement and about the user manual itself. Ginnie Mae issuers are responsible for initiating the documentation required to complete the master agreement submission process. Details about the forms and processes requirement to complete the submission process are provided. Now this is going more in depth in the user manual itself. So we have the Master Agreement Management System, which is a MAMS guide, and we have the MAMS Quick Reference Card. A lot of people tend to navigate to the Quick Reference Card because the information is right there, and then instead of reading all these different flows. So check out the Quick Reference Card if that's what you want to use. And this is what the Quick Reference Card talk to you about. Create a form, how to print the agreements, upload or import the completed form. So you can search or view the forms or send the information to the submission center. There's a submission center there that you go in if you're an authorized signer and you're the one who submit the pool not submitting your pool at all, send in your master agreement forms using your RSA token. So this is just, we kind of give you an idea what the screen looks like. You log into the portal there and go through. So this is what the explanation looks like in the quick reference card. So we want to make sure you utilize these as part of your process. If this is not something you have already know, if you're new, then this will come in handy to us. And of course, also utilize the help desk if there are any issues with master agreements, stuff you're not getting clear or not understanding clearly. Okay, moving along. When and how to update master agreements. Very important. Master agreements, very important to Ginnie Mae, very important to the issuer, very important to BNY Mellon as the pool processing agent. On an annual basis, issuers must recertify their eligibility by completing the renewal process. Ginnie Mae requires a recertification of master agreements annually between October 1 to December 31. That's the time when the window is open, the door is open, October 1 to December 31. Important to start March recertification process as early as October 1 to reduce year-end spike in volume. If an issuer does not complete the master agreement recertification within the renewal period, they will not be eligible to issue Ginnie Mae pools and will have to repeat the initial submission process. Yes, this is all we always stress this when we're doing any kind of training for the renewals. You're not physically sending anything into us anymore like it was. Well, some of the documents for Ginnie Mae are still going into our office in Ginnie. But most of this process is now done now electronically. So renewal process starts October 1 and ends December 31st. We always stress this. If you're not starting on October 1, pick a good date to start. We just want to encourage the users or the issuers, whoever is doing this part, if it's your investor reporting, not to start doing this on December 28th or 29th. The reason why I'm saying that, you might be the one who's preparing this document and you might need an authorized signer to submit. And guess what? When you check on that authorized signer, they're out on vacation, and guess where they are? Somewhere in Mexico or in Jamaica, and they're not coming back until the new year. So that's a problem, because you must have your master agreement renewed before December 31st, so you can have them set up for your new year pools, so you can start doing your January issue pools. So you want to get those master agreements in as soon as possible. We say October 1, most people might not exactly start on October 1, but you have the option. If you're good and you know that you're not making no changes, it's the same accounts you're using for the coming year, then why not go in and just do your renewals? And again, I'm encouraging the team, don't wait until the end, because it does get a little crazy at the end of the week. Everybody's looking for authorized signers. Sometimes we have to make sure, and Ginnie Mae does get, just to let you know this as part of the process, Ginnie Mae, maybe, I don't think it's in the first month. I think going into, in November, we start sending Ginnie Mae a weekly updates, and all the people have actually sent in their master agreement so they can track it too. So at some time you might be hearing from your account executive if they notice that you're still on the list and you have not been start setting up your master agreements. Very important. Get it in. Not saying start October 1st, but if you're ready, go for October 1st. But don't try and get it done by December 31st, because there's always some obstacles there when you try to get it done at the end of the month, end of the year also. So between October 1st, December 31st, that's when you do your recertification or your renewal. And what the renewals are, whatever you're just saying, whatever I have for 2022, those are the same accounts I'll be using for 2023. And you're renewing those. So you're not sending nothing into, not sending any documentation into Ginnie Mae, into BNY Mellon. You're saying the same P&I, T&I account, custodian account, subservicer information I'm using for the new year, so I'm putting them in. So just keep those dates in mind. Okay, so that was master agreement. Now, you're setting up your master agreements. Now let's try and get our commitment authority going. Commitment management, CM via MGM. Basically the same way. You're going to go to tools. On the tools, you're going to look for CM. Then under the third slash, you're going to commitment management. You're going to see that. Then you're going to click on that, and then you're going to log into the system to proceed to do your commitment management. And of course, an issuer must comply with Ginnie Mae's eligibility requirement and have sufficient commitment authority available to successfully issue Ginnie Mae pools. You know what? It's just like you want to buy this expensive stuff and you put it on your card, and somehow your card, your card don't have the $500, and this stuff costs $600 and something dollars. Somehow you're gonna be declined. So Jen may just want to make sure you're you're ready, you have enough commitment to issue all the pools that you say you're going to issue with a dollar amount. Commitment authority allow an issuer to issue up to an authorized dollar amount of securities and constitute a commitment line balance. The commitment application replaces the manual submission of documents. Ooh, if anybody still remembers those manual submission of documents, you have been in this program a long time. Most of us, if you have been around a long time, you only know one way, and that's to do this submission of fees through the pay.gov to provide an issue with the automated method. But if you can relate to those documents that you usually send in, hey, you have been around for a while. Bless your heart. Now, this is what would happen. You submit the request for commitment authority. They're going to confirm the associated commitment fees, proactively monitor their commitment authority balance and request status. You're going to submit payment instruction for ACH debit of commitment fees. And if you're going to request your reports. So those are some of the things you can do in the commitment management system. And I notice also on the dashboard, when we initially log in, there's a section at the bottom that says commitment authority. And if that information is correct, it should show you how much commitment you have as of that day you log in. So that will help you also to plan your day. How many pools can I issue with this $1 million? What kind of pool types am I doing? Is it going to be a CS, MSF, or an XSF? So I have enough money to issue all these loans so I don't get a kickback. Just like managing your checkbook. And again, this is just some other information. Just if you notice, all our sessions and all our slides tend to have the quick reference card. We just think it's a good thing that users are aware that you can view this stuff like that. It might be a little bit easier for you to go through than actually going through the entire user manual. So we always give you those quick reference card just to help you go through the process. So you have the commitment management CM screen that you have to view the commitment request, and you can run the report. That's what a quick reference card tells you or shows you. Very easy stuff. And on the side here, we kind of give you an outline what you can see as part of the quick reference card. If that's your cup of tea, use it. If you like to read the long stuff, then you want to get the user manual. So we just want to give you the ability to have the information. So you don't want to say, I don't know how to do this. And you know what? Hey, you could also read it and still don't get it. But that's what we're there for, right? So you give us a call so we can walk you through this step by step. Okay, so we have gone through CM. We have gone to MAMS, and now, okay, so we have set up our 11702. We're getting our MAMS forms together. They have been approved. We're getting our commitment authority sent off to Ginnie Mae so we can get that approved. Now we need to select and start getting our pool numbers. And I said select because all pool numbers are assigned to your issuer number. You cannot go in and just set up a pool number to use on GenNet 111111 and XSF and submit that pool. It will be you can submit it via GenNet. But when it comes onto the back end to do when we're doing our due diligence check, it's gonna fail because it's gonna say that pool does not belong to issuer 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just want to make sure you do the right thing. Of course, the same way, you go to tools. I don't know why I'm hitting this thing so fast. You go to tools. On the tools, you select RPN. Again, everything comes in acronym. Then on the RPN, you're going to choose select request pool numbers, and you proceed to do the request. And again, we have the user manual here. Some of the pages that will help you in the user manual to enter the requests, to view the available pool numbers, to submit the override request if you need that, to view the status report, to request and download reports, and to receive the real-time approval for requests. So these are some of the tasks we go through in the user manual, and also we try and list the pages that will help you there. Request pool numbers and application at Ginnie Mae issuer used to request pool numbers. Duh. It replaces the current paper form HUD 11700 letter of transmission for commitment authority and or pool numbers. And again, if you remember that form, well, you're really old school. You've been in this business for a long time. If you still remember that form, and more power to you, as I say. So that form is no longer this process is now an electronic form process, and it works much better for the issuer and also for Ginnie Mae. And again, we just give you some more information on the form. Now, this is the reference card. How do you use the reference cards to help you to do the request? It talks about the RPN summary screen. That's the screen that we had seen earlier. How to request the pool numbers, how to download the pool numbers, how to download the number request, to view the status of pool numbers, and also to run the report. So you see a little example here on this page, what the pool numbers will look like as part of the report when you try to print that report. So this is what it looked like. So use this to help you out when you're actually doing the process right now. Okay, just more information on the quick reference card here. Am I clicking too fast? No, I'm good. Now, pre-pool submission issue requirement. Just some more information. We talked about this earlier. Just want to make sure you're on board for this. Ensure there are assigned pool numbers. Check your available pool numbers on your request pool numbers. Ensure there's adequate commitment authority. You want to check for for that before you start doing pool. Ensure there are complete master agreement on file. You want to check for that also. Make sure that the 11709A, that ACH debit authorization form, is also complete. And of course, these are things that you're doing in the system. But of course, you're doing things outside, because for you to set up, you have to know the type of pools you're going to set up in GenNet or SFPDM. Is it going to be a custom pools you're going to do? Is it going to be the multiple pools you're going to set up in the system? Is it going to be single family X pools? So you have all of that extra work that you're doing outside. You're gathering the loans together, make sure they're properly insured, if it's the FHA loan, VA loan, you're doing all of those things, gathering the loan, make sure all the amortization information is correct. So when you do enter them in GennyNet or SFPDM, or you import the data, all of that stuff matches, and you're in the go to start doing your pool. So there's still a lot of stuff on the outside. And of course, you're reading the user manual, the Ginnie Mae Bible, I call it, the MBS guide, which is going to be your part of your source to help you go through this process. You have to be familiar with that MBS guide. You just cannot start using GennyNet as a PDM without knowing what you're doing in setting up a pool. So there are certain chapters there you have to read. You have to read the chapters on the multiple pools if that's going to be your thing for your company, doing the multiple pools. If you're going to do the longer pools, they want the standalone pools like the custom pools, the CSF, or the Ginnie Mae ones, which are the XSF. You have to know what are the requirements. You have to know what Ginnie Mae requires, what make up an M pool, what make up an X pool, what make up a C pool. So there's a lot of reading you have to do on your own, and also consult with your account executive on certain things if you're not clear on certain policies that are in the user manual. And if you're using GennyNet and you're not clear on how things are going, or why am I getting this edit, that's when you call us. Don't hesitate to use us and help you get through your first pool, or not even your first pool, but any errors you encounter. So there's a lot of work. We're just giving the prerequisite part on the systems piece, but you are doing so much behind the scenes. Maybe not you, but your investor reporting people, getting those loans together so you can have an actual pool to submit to your custodian. Okay. And we showed you, kind of give you just a walkthrough of the MAMS commitment and request pool number. No, we just have some short vignettes to go through, just to give you an idea what those screens look like in reference to sending up that information on the system. So let's start rolling the recording. Okay, we're gonna first go to MAMS. We're gonna select MAMS. Then we're gonna go where it says create forms. We're gonna choose our 11702. We're gonna click on go. And it brings up the form here. We're gonna select our issuer number and put in the necessary information on the screen. Don't worry about the date. It's a form that we have been using for a while. We're gonna put in the secretary's name. We're gonna put in the certifying officer's name. And we're gonna put in the person's title. Once that's done, we're gonna go on to the institution. We're gonna put in the address. The city and zip. And we're gonna select a date. Once it's in, we're going to proceed to enter the information for the users. Replace existing users and signature. We're going to say no. We're going to add the person's first name, James. We're going to add the person's last name. We're just going to maybe just put one person on the system just to give an idea. We made James a tester, but he's an authorized signer because he's on the 11.7. Choose the file. We're going to you have to import that file. Don't remember, upload a document, the ones that's signed by James. Tells you that it's been done. We're going to save that as a draft. It tells you that it's been saved. Now, once it's saved, it says complete Now we want to send that off, so it's added to the submission center, and that's mean the person with the authorized signer is going to go in and submit that using their RSA token. That's just 11702. That's the first form that needs to be done. That form needs to be submitted and sent off so the Bank of New York can actually do the approval on that. Once that's done, you can go in and set up all your other forms. There's some legal information here that Ginnie Mae wants you to go through. I accept the terms and conditions. After you have read that, you're gonna submit form, and that's when it asks for your RSA token. It's gonna be your 4-digit PIN and your 6-digit passcode that comes up on that RSA fob. Once that's done, you click on OK, and it's submit. If it's submitted successfully, we'll get it and we'll start working on that process. That's the MAMS 11702 in a nutshell. Just to give you a quick idea of what happens there. Then we have the next one. Let's see which one this is. We have CM, Commitment Authority. We're going to request money here. And in this play, we're going to act like there is already money there. We're just going to request some more. So here you're going to put in the type. We're going to put in the Commitment Authority. We have multifamily there because it's an old thing, but it's the same thing you'll use. It comes up with the money in millions and thousands for the commitment fee. It also calculates that. You're going to put in your ACH routing number. You're going to enter that number again just for verification. Enter it one more time for verification. Once that's done, you're going to read the terms and accept the conditions per Ginnie Mae. You're going to submit. You just give a little summary there before you submit. Press OK to submit requests or cancel or reject. So you submit again, and then you notice, the pattern here then. To submit your master agreements and commitment, you do need the RSA token. Just keep that in mind. Your MAMS, now we're gonna do request pool numbers. These are just some little quick vignettes just to kind of help you what happens. Now we're gonna put in the request number of pools. We're gonna request, then we're gonna put an explanation. I think the person is just gonna write, this is a test. But you can give your full explanation there if you need to. Requests is just because the system is saying like you have enough and you're requesting more, so it's like an override. Your request is in progress. Please contact your AE if you have any question. Back to summary. So this is the only one that you do not need a RSA token to when you're submitting this. So you do need your RSA token ready and go for your MAM submission and for your CM. And for your MAMs, just as a reminder, the first form that needs to be done is that 11702. The 11702 must be done, set up, verified. All the signatures are there for those authorized signer. You need to upload that form, make sure it's there. Once it's there, you put it into the submission center and you submit. Now that goes to us at BNY Mellon as the pool processing agent. We are going to bring up that information and do the valid verification. Make sure everything looks good on that form. If everything looks good, if it says Mary Jones, but somehow Mary Jones did not sign, you might get a reject, and you might get a call from us saying this is missing, or we could reject the form. So make sure everything is correct. If everything is good, we're going to go in and do the approval. Once the approval is done, there's a notice. You'll go back in the system. You'll see approve complete by BNY Mellon. I'm paraphrasing. Don't remember exactly what's in there, but you'll see approve by BNY Mellon. And once you see that approval for the 11702, it allows you to go in and do the other forms. just to let you something on MAMS. And this is per Ginnie Mae. Ginnie Mae still wants you to submit and naturally and mail in the 11702, the 11709, and the 11720. Those forms still need to go to a risk in your office once, even if you do them in MAMS. Eventually, I'm sure they'll stop that now, but right now those forms still have to come in although you're sending them through the system. They want to see the physical certificate for now, just to keep you on that. So once the HUD 1172 is approved by us, then it gives you all the rights to go in and add the other forms and send them off to us. Okay, we have another polling question. Just want to make sure everybody's in tune. The stuff that we did kind of makes sense and you're following through. So can we start the poll, please? Okay, the first one, where do we go to submit your master agreement? Where do we go to submit master agreement? This is always tricky. Is it GMAP 1.0? Is it My Ginnie Mae portal? Is it Ginnie Net? That should be, and is it no vote? Which one do you think it is? I think most people are on the right track right now. When GMAP goes away, that GMAP question will be going away. We won't have that there. Yes, the answer is B, My Ginnie Mae portal, the main portal there. So that's where you'll submit. Let's go to question number 2. An RSA token is required to submit your request for commitment authority. Is that a true statement or that's a false statement? RSA token is required to submit your request for commitment authority. We just went through that in a couple of slides, and I just said that in my recap. RSA token is required. There are two those applications. There are two other applications that RSA token is required. Which one were they? And no, we're asking about one. I see 7 people have their own way of doing their own thing. But maybe they can explain to me why they chose that. The actual answer is true. RSA token is required to submit your commitment authority. It's not required for your request pool numbers. It's required for MAMS, your commitment authority, CM, but not for RPN. So the answer is actually true there. Thank you for your participation. Let's go to a third question. One of those knowledge check just to make sure people are. Pool numbers must be submitted after your pool is submitted. Huh? What do you have to say for that? Pool numbers must be requested after pool is submitted. Just listen to that. Pool numbers must be requested after pool is submitted. If we always say we need to request our pool numbers before we start doing anything, is this statement true? And we have 2 people who is convinced that it's true. I would like to know who they are and that I can meet them and just give them a big hug. The answer is actually false. So 3 people I want to give a big hug. Who are those 3 people? Can they identify themselves so I can hug them whenever I see them even in virtual and say, that answer is not right. Answer is false. Pool numbers, you have to have those pool numbers before you actually set up your pool. So it's a false statement. Okay, thank you very much for your poll, for participating in our polling. Okay, we have here we put the Ginnie Mae website information here. There's a reason why we do that, because there's in Ginnie Mae there's a calendar on the system that give you a pool date. There's a pool date calendar that we think issuers should get familiar with. This on this calendar has important dates. It has important dates only, not for single family pools, but also for your reporting dates, deadlines, when this must be done, when this must be done, when is the last time you can submit a single family pool, a X pool, a M pool. All those dates are there on this calendar. I would suggest you start utilizing this calendar, getting used to the calendar, so you know if you're planning your settlement dates around this, you're meeting you have the right dates. So check out the calendar on the Ginnie Mae website. It's on the pool dates calendar, which give you, it's there on a monthly basis, especially for the M pools. We always get a lot of confusion with M pool, because M pool, they do have a cutoff date. They do have a cutoff time. So it's not, you cannot issue the M pools right through the month or submit them. There's a cutoff time of, like, I think it's six business days before the end of the month. That's always the last time to submit an M pool. Users always getting problems with that. So check out the calendar. If you're not even clear on what's on the calendar and you want to reach out to either my team, or you want to reach out to your account executive, don't hesitate to do that. Use those tools that they have so you can make your life a little bit easier in doing this process. It's sometimes, I know, setting up these pools, getting everything together, it's not a walk in the park. It can be a tedious process to get it going. But once you get in the groove and you get it, then you realize that, hey, I'm a single family GenNet or MFPDM expert now, because I issued my first pool. So you utilize the calendar, utilize us. Don't hesitate to give us a call. That's what we're there for, to help you act as partners and make sure everybody's getting the stuff right. Okay, we're now on to our Q&A. Are there any questions or concerns? Anything I said that wasn't clear? Anybody has anything they need me to go over? You can do it here. You can either do it in the chat, or you can see if you can open your mic and talk that way, if that's possible.